It reacted to the noise from the radio and turned on. So it's some kind. It looks that way, yes. There's something on the screen. I think it's a blueprint of this room. You found an image of the room layout. You can review it in the archive. Alright, the server completely dropped out and canceled the recording, so we got 30 some odd minutes of the first bit. We will continue through to the end of this escape room, and that's where we will call it for the day, just in case anything else happens. Alright, so let's see what we got. Huh? There's a button up here. Then maybe you should press it. Right. Here goes. What is this? It feels kind of greasy. Maybe it's oil? Oh, are you going to put that in the oil? That's a great idea. Go on, do it. Maybe if I put this rusty key in the oil. Alright, so now I'll be able to open the toolbox. I guess it worked. The lock's open. Yeah. Let's have a look inside then, shall we? There's a bunch of stuff in here. Might as well have a look then. Bottle of detergent. Screwdriver. Silver key. What's this thing? It's shaped like a star. Maybe you need to put something into it. Something that's shaped like a star, I'm assuming. Huh? That's odd. Why won't it fit? The star-shaped block? Yeah. It's the same shape and everything. Well, maybe it's not the right size. I guess so. It looks like this block is a little too big to fit. No good. It won't open. Is it locked? Yeah. Well, there's a keyhole here, so we could probably get it to open if we find a key that fits. Wait, Sigma, don't you already have a key? Hurry up and put it in. Yes, it worked. Now open it. Hold on, no need to rush me. Yes, it fits perfectly. Did you just hear a noise? Yeah, from the middle drawer. The middle one, huh? Oh, star-shaped candle. Yes, perfect. Do you think you can turn it? Yeah, give me a sec. Oh, what the hell? Something's coming down from the ceiling. Those are... Oh my god. They look just like the thing on the table. Robots. Huh, no response from the tablet. Is it broken? Part of the back seems to be held on by screws. I bet that's where the batteries go. So you put a battery in there, huh? Yeah, still doesn't do anything. Maybe you don't have enough. Enough of what? Do I have to spell it out? Batteries. Look at the indentation there. I'm pretty sure it can hold more than one. Oh hey, the power's on. It's showing something. An authentication screen, maybe. It probably has some sort of security lock. Okay, well, we'll have to figure out what that is. Oops, stop hitting that. This one's wearing boxers. Yeah, looks like it. Why would a robot be wearing underwear? Maybe he's, hiding something. Hiding what, though? Like a diary or something? Why the hell would you hide a diary in your crotch? Okay, well maybe he's got a hose or something. Whoa, damn, way to cut to the chase there. Whatever, we'll know as soon as we get them off. Remove those shorts of obfuscation and let us gaze upon it, this so-called hose. Aren't you getting a little too excited about this? Alright, here goes. Luna, I haven't done anything yet. He's still decent. Besides, when you covered your face, you opened your finger so you could see out. How old are you? You two are driving me nuts. I'll just take them off. Huh? Hiya! Boxers, you should try them on, Sigma. What? Why? I thought they might suit you. Why would you think that? Well, what do we need them for if we're not supposed to wear them? Maybe we're supposed to use them to wipe something? Not to wear, but to wipe. Yes, I think that's it. So you soak them in detergent. You shouldn't have any problems with that oil now. Okay, here goes. You're going to wipe up the oil with the boxers, right? Yeah? Okay, go for it. Good. Looks like it's clean now. I wonder what this is. There's something written here that the oil was covering up. 120 volts. This came down with the robots, right? Yes. It's got a pipe running out of it toward them. I have a feeling that means there's a connection there. Okay, let me just give this a try. Alright, so we have to supply the correct amount of electricity. Oops. Bit too. Good job, Sigma. Oh, you're amazing. I've fallen for you all over again. Hey, what? Power distribution complete. Pre-boot sequence complete. Please press the power button located on the console. Whoa, what was that? I'm not sure. Better do what it says, though. I think I'm done with this thing. That last announcement seemed to be suggesting that I should push the power button on the console. Stop hitting it. This thing doesn't like to listen. That announcement just now was about this button. You guys ready? I'm gonna push it. Yes, I'm ready. Same here, go for it. Alright. And there. Did it work? Ah, look! They're eyes! Eyes. Both of this robot's eyes are dark. Ah, I see. I see. So where's that eye poster? I need to look at it again. And then the robot pattern will tell me what I need to know. Reminiscence is spelled out by the pattern once you check the chart against the glowing eyes. Heh, I suspected as much. Good work, I'm impressed. What's our prize, I wonder? The screen's changed. Is this the password for the safe? You found a safe password. Alright, now we need to do the second one. The first one was done by comparing the pattern of eyes that were not lit up, and the second one is by comparing the ones that are. You did it, Sigma. You got through the login. Beacon of hope. How optimistic. Sure. Look at the screen. Huh. This looks different. The symbols have changed and they're in different places. Alright, now let's put the passwords into the safe. This is a safe, right? It looks like the ones in the AV rooms and lounge. Yeah, this one is embedded in the table, but the door looks the same. It probably works like the others too then. We just need a password to open it, right? You did it. Good work. Well done. What's with the attitude? Never mind that. Let's just see what's inside. There's a lot of stuff in here. That's good, isn't it? Better than having nothing, at least. Let's go through them one by one. First, we've got a map. It says floor B. The map we found in the lounge said floor A on it. Well, we took the elevator down to get here, so floor A must be the upper floor. Yeah. Keep going. There's still a lot in there. These must be key cards. They have a picture of the moon on them. This must be what the announcer was talking about then. And we've got 2 of them, just like with the sun cards. You should take one, Luna. Huh? Why? You're a solo. Alice and I can keep the other one. Oh, of course. Thank you. Alright, what's next? Looks like a note. Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not a option. If both parties refuse to vote, then every bunny gets penalized. In other words, 1 person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. So all 3 of us can't abstain. There has to be at least 1 vote. Why would there be a rule like that, though? It seems pointless. I think Zero Senior wants to make sure people are actually playing the game regardless of the situation. What sort of situation are you talking about? Well, it could be anything, really. Whatever. We've only got 2 things left. What's this thing? It looks like some sort of plug or key. I guess you insert it into something and twist. Did you see anything in here that it could fit into? Even if we did, does it really matter at this point? What? Look in the safe. What's the last thing in there? A key. Is that the key to the exit? Pretty sure it is. We can get out now. Awesome, let's... Wait. What should we do about the plug? Fine, I guess I'll hold on to it. I doubt we'll need it, but you never know. Sounds good, let's go. Now to put in the second passcode. Oh, it opened again. I wonder what's inside this time. The lock for the door. Right now it says lock. You guys ready? I'm gonna open the door. Go ahead. I'm all set. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. You found it.
Now, hold up, Governor.
Was that you, Luna?
No.
Then Alice?
You honestly think a voice that coarse could come from a throat as fine as this?
Then...
Oh yeah, that was me, mate. Oi, over here.
Sigma, look! What is that?
Oh, blimey, that hurts. Ain't right for a fellow's back to feel like this.
It's a robot.
It's talking.
With an accent.
Can't help it, Flower. Didn't choose to talk like this, not by half. Now, Alice, darling, do I rightly recollect you characterising my speech as coarse? Why, that's right cruel it is. You really think I asked for this? See, they figured they'd give us all a, what you call them, personality. Some tosser thought they'd give me this one. It ain't right, I tell you.
So, what the hell are you? If you're a barrel maker, I'm an astronaut.
Right you are, my old son, right you are. Well, go on, have a butcher's, mate. What do I look like to you? Robot, you say? Oh, nearly there, but they call us Gaulems round here.
Gaulem?
Oh, I've heard of golems. They're sort of monsters, I guess, from Jewish folklore. They're made from clay, and they look like men. They're supposed to do whatever their master, or creator, or whatever commands them to do.
Well, aren't you a clever bird? You are, of course, correct. The Golem of myth is a clay creation that moves under its own power. Our spellings are might different, though. The original blokes is spelled Golem, but me and me mates are GAULEM. That's an acronym for General Purpose Autonomous Labour Electronic Machine. The truth to tell, it's a bit rubbish when you write it out all like that. But I figure they wanted to make sure they had the Gaulem thing in there, you know? What with us being robots and all.
So... should I just call you Gaulem?
That don't seem quite kosher. After all of me mates here are golems too. I couldn't very well call all of you lot human, could I?
What should we call you then?
Well, we've all got a product ID, and they're unique. I figure that's as good a name as any.
And your ID is?
GTM-CM-G-OLM.
That's way too
Whoa.
long. We can't remember that.
What? You taking a mickey out of me? Never had a problem myself. Right then, let's just use the last bit, shall we?
G-O-L-M?
Gaulem.
Come on, man, that's just Gaulem.
Well, I'll be buggered. Can't say I ever noticed that before. Sure, it's a strange coincidence, isn't it?
Alright, Gaulem, you said Alice Darling a little bit ago, right?
A gentleman can't say something nice to a pretty young bird, eh?
No, I don't care if you call her Darling. What I'm saying is you called her Alice. How did you know her name?
Oh, she ain't the only one of you lot whose name I know. I know who you are, Sigma, and you too, Luna. I'm right familiar with all 9 of you.
How?
You don't know? Well, they got cameras all over this place. Well, then again, the lenses aren't much bigger than a screw, and they're all in the way. So I suppose I can't really blame you for missing them, you know? Now, as I was saying, there were these cameras, you see, and all of the data they record gets sent off to the mainframe in real time. So, I just gave the main core a ring, got those videos, and now I know everything you've done.
Does that mean...
You're Zero Junior?
Cool, blimey. Are you bleeding serious? You gotta be off your box if you think I'm Young Master Zero. The Young Master is a right proper AI what supervises all the electronic bits and bobs in this place. My humble self, and knows with the misfortune to be like me, are more akin to computer terminals who are merely borrowing a little bit of the central core.
So Golems are kind of like Zero Junior's servants.
No, not quite, Governor, not quite. I'd say me and me mates here are more like arms and legs, right? Now, you lot don't have brains in your arms and legs, do you?
Of course not.
Right you are, missus. You'd be all sorts of nasty if your elbows and that lumpy bit on your ankle was all packed with brains. Well, we're like your arms or legs. The Golem's seat of consciousness, so to speak, ain't in the head. Fact of the matter is, it's not anywhere in the body, which makes a fellow wonder, where is it?
In the mainframe?
Spot on. So that part of me what thinks is in the mainframe. Everything this here body sees and hears and what have you, that all gets sent back there. Then the mainframe does some sort of computery jiggery pokery and comes up with some decisions, and those decisions beget commands. Now those commands are sent over the wireless like boop, 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 and eventually my body picks them up. Finally, those commands cause actions what move the various bits in my body. That's why this thing's like a computer terminal, you see. The body's just an output device of sorts. If we were talking about one of them personal computers here, you could say a Golem's kind of like a monitor.
Huh? Wait a minute. Then wouldn't that make you part of Zero Junior?
Well, I suppose you could say that, what with us sharing the mainframe and all. But I don't know shit all about this game he's running. That part of the mainframe's locked away from the rest of us. I'm an independent core. Zero and I are 2 different blokes. You recollect what Golem stands for, huh? I'm autonomous.
But if that's the case, your hands and feet analogy doesn't really make sense. My arms and legs aren't autonomous. They don't just move on their own.
You sure, Governor? I watched you cross your arms just now. And
Huh?
now you're frowning and your forehead's getting all wrinkly. Do you do these things on purpose? Well, when you crossed your arms, were you thinking, right then, let's cross them, shall we? Curl on down then, mouth. Oh, and eyebrows. I'd be much obliged if you'd squeeze in a bit. There's a good pair of blokes. That's what you was thinking, innit? No? Didn't reckon so. I figured you did all of that subconsciously. Ain't no man on earth who says to his feeling a mite nervous, I'll just twitch me leg around a bit, and who's thinking real hard about something and says to them, well, Think I'll just give the old loaf a scratch, that'll help. How's about when you reach for your tea, when you turn a page in your book? Or what about when your eyes just go straight for the pear on that bird you fancy? Yeah, the list goes on, me chums. But all of those things are your subconscious at work. True, when part of your body does something, it's because your brain said so. But that don't mean your conscious mind is involved. Fact is, it can't be. If your brain had to deal with all the piddly bits of living, it'd make you balmy. That's how us golems and the young master get along. You got it all sorted now, chums?
Then you're saying that Zero Jr. is the central part of the mainframe, and the golems are like his hands and feet?
Righto! Blimey. Guess I shouldn't be talking about such heavy rubbish, eh? My shoulders are all stiff.
You're a robot, how can your shoulders get stiff?
And you said your back hurt earlier. Are you just messing with us?
Yes, I did. And no, I ain't. Me back is a right mess it is. Last maintenance check, they just left me here. I've been on this bed here for years. The lubricant for me joints is all gummed up. Every time I move, it hurts.
But why did you wake up again after all this time?
Why do you think, love? Because you lot turned me on is why. Especially that other missus over there.
Oh yeah, that button on top of the
Right
safe.
you are, governor.
Can you come with us then? The others need to see this.
No, I can't. And more's a pity. I can only go as far as this cable here will let me. I got internal batteries, but they're knackered. As a matter of fact, that's why I was here for maintenance in the first place. The same goes for these other blokes too. Of course, they ain't connected to a power cable like I am, so they aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
I see. So you aren't going to answer my questions?
Huh? What question is it?
I asked you how your shoulders can get stiff if you're a robot.
Right, so you did. Not sure why you've got a bug up your arse about that particular issue, though.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not really important, but I'm just curious, I suppose.
Curious, are you? Oh, that's a good word, that is. A good, powerful word. The kind of word that will set any robot's heart to flutter. Let's get you sorted then, shall we? Just lend me your lords and peers for a tick. So, how can a robot get stiff shoulders? And what does pain mean to a robot? Tell me, Guff, you ever heard of the Chinese room?
Without waiting for an answer, Gaulem launched into his explanation. Somewhere, a pretty young girl is trapped in a tiny room. The door of the room has a slot that a number of Chinese people outside the room can use to slide slips of paper to the girl. On the pieces of paper are questions written naturally in Chinese. Unfortunately, the young lady has no idea what the questions say. But then how could she? She's never learned Chinese apart from Hong Kong action movie or two in college. She's never even heard it. So, for this unfortunate young lady, each note looks like nothing more than a bunch of strange symbols. Before she was locked away, she was given an order. Specifically, she was told to write an appropriate response to each question she received and slip that answer back through the slot. Once the Chinese questions began to show up, however, she finds herself at a loss. Oh dear, she says to herself, why I can't read these at all. Whatever am I to do? It is at that moment that she spots a bookshelf. The bookshelf is filled with thick books. Upon examining them, she discovers that they are some sort of Chinese phrase books. They have no explanation of what anything means, but show Chinese responses to Chinese questions. Am I supposed to use these? The questions keep coming. More and more and more of them. She finds the set of characters that correspond to the set of characters on the paper and carefully writes out the indicated response. How's it going? It's awful. Please get me out of here. Are you hungry? Yes, I am. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast. Here they give her some twice-cooked pork. Are you full? Yes, although I don't think my stomach liked it very much. Do you have a boyfriend? Yes, I'm dating a reggae dancer. When was your first kiss? When I was 14, he was a grade ahead of me in school. What color of underwear are you wearing? Black. What's the first thing you're going to do when you get out of this room? Beat the stuffing out of whoever's sending me these questions with the pan you cooked that twice-cooked pork in. All of these questions were written in Chinese, and the answers were also written in Chinese. All the young lady did was accurately copy the symbols from the phrase books onto the slips of paper with no idea what any of it meant. Incidentally, she doesn't have a dancer boyfriend. In fact, she's never even kissed a boy. Also, she's wearing white underwear. Anyway.
Yes?
Is there any particular reason this girl is, pretty? Or why we need to know what color underwear she's wearing?
Can't say there is. Just tickles me fancy, I guess. But the prettier the bird is, the more fun the story is, isn't it?
Exactly.
What?
What?
Right. Well, what I wanted to say was this. All them Chinese blokes outside the room didn't know nothing about them books what she had. So it follows that they would have thought whoever was inside spoke Chinese just like them, you see? After all, far as they can tell, they're having a nice little chinwei with one of their countrymen.
Okay, interesting, but what does that have to do with your shoulders or a robot feeling
You
pain?
thick? I feel pain when my body's having a spot of bother. Well, hold on, mate, this ain't right. We keep this up and we bug it. If things go really pear-shaped, we'll be brown bread. So says the central computer to itself, seeing that things are a bit bollocksed. In the interest of extricating my body from this unpleasant predicament, the mainframe sends out a signal over the wireless, and my software interprets that signal as pain, and I stop doing whatever daft thing I was doing. It's the same, innit? Just like the Chinese room.
So you're saying the robots feel pain differently than humans, right?
Use your loaf, missy. You listen to a word I've said. A human feels pain when you do something you shouldn't, like sit your bum down on a tack, right? Same thing for us robots. If you feel like being clever about it, there ain't really that much different between a human and a robot. Forget all about that mainframe and signal bollocks. And us golems ain't that different from the bird in the room. So think about it, love. How do you know humans ain't the same, just without all the electronic-y pony? What if, when someone asks you a question, all you're doing is pulling out the right answer from some sort of phrase book in your brain? Ain't no way to prove that, of course, but far as I can see, there ain't no reason to. I mean, it's all the same, innit? If you're actually a thinking creature, or if you're just some kind of language processing machine. All what matters is if the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a person, acts like a person, and talks like a person, then it's probably a person. You want to live a normal life? That's all you need to know.
Hey, can I ask you
Lay it
something?
on me, Governor.
Why'd you stop us?
Right you are, mate. Right you are. Got so carried away I near forgot. I haven't seen anyone for yonks, and I got a mite excited is all.
Just spit it out.
Right. Well, there was something I wanted to tell you, lot.
What was it?
Patience, darling. Now, I know I might look a bit out of sorts at the moment, but I ain't really supposed to. Same thing for the rest of the blokes here. Fact is, the reason we look a bit like skeletons is because we are a bit like skeletons. It's this special artificial biological tissue what's called ABT. When a golem's all new and shiny, they've got a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton. Makes us look right human, it does. Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See, right in the middle of...
Command violation. Rogue processes detected. Product ID GTMCMG. OLM. Executing emergency deactivation. Unit GTMCM.
Looks like somebody was talking too much. And Zero didn't like it.
Now inactive. No other rogue processes detected in additional Gaulem platforms. Returning to surveillance mode.
Did Zero just shut him down?
It looks like it.
Damn it.
I wonder what he was trying to tell us.
See, right in the middle of...
Right in the middle of what?
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What the
Someone
hell?
on the other team must have opened it.
Right, let's go. We pushed through the magenta door and ran into the warehouse. There stood Phi, Dio, and Kay. Hey, what the hell, guys?
Why did you open the AB gate before everyone got back?
I apologize. We only turned away for a moment.
Dio opened it.
You got a problem with that?
Of course we do.
Why? I don't remember us all promising we wouldn't open the thing until everyone showed up.
This isn't about promises. Are you stupid or just an asshole?
Probably both. We were able to get back here in time. But what about the others? Tenmyoji, Quark, and Clover are still out there somewhere. What were you planning to do if they didn't get back in time?
Nothing. Why would I have to do anything? Didn't you hear the voice? Anybody who doesn't get back in time to vote just gets their vote automatically set to ally. It's pretty straightforward to me. So what if they don't get back in time? They'll all get set to ally and all three of them will get 2 BP. Sounds like a sweet deal to me. Tenmyoji's only got 1 BP. I figure he'll be pretty happy to get 2 more. And that'll put Quark and Clover up close to 9. So that's not too bad for them either. In other words, they ought to be thanking me.
Didn't you guys find a note?
What? What's this?
We found it in our safe. Read
Here
it.
are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then every bunny gets penalized. In other words, 1 person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. What the hell, man? This wasn't in our room. Back me up here, guys.
He's right.
There was no such note in our safe.
Oh, well, damn. That's a bummer. I'd never have opened the gate if I'd known about this.
Sure.
Of course.
Really.
I'm worried about the other. If time runs out,
They'll be penalized. Yes.
I know.
Quark is part of that team. Maybe something happened with him.
He seemed a little off before we headed into the chromatic doors.
This is bad.
Hey, wait a minute. Where's Alice? She was here just a minute ago. It took me only a moment to spot her. She was several yards away and kneeling down to look at something on the floor. What she was looking at, I couldn't tell. I was about to head over and see what was going on when... Whoa, hey
Quark,
guys.
has Quark been here?
Did something happen to him?
He disappeared.
Disappeared? What do you mean?
He's gone. We can't find him anywhere. When was the last time you saw him?
We were heading back here.
Tenmyoji and I went into the lounge, but Quark didn't follow us.
We turned around and started calling for him, but...
When he didn't respond, we ran back the way we'd come.
And you couldn't find him?
Right.
We thought maybe he just hadn't seen us go into the lounge.
So we checked the crew quarters and the infirmary.
But he wasn't there either.
All right, we need to split up. If we can't find him in any of the Floor A rooms, we'll move to Floor B.
Okay. I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead.
Right, you do that. Hey, Quark. Quark! He's not here. I checked
He's
both
not
rooms.
in the other 2 either. There's no one here.
Tenmyoji and Kay are in the lounge, and Dio and Luna should be checking the
Right.
infirmary.
Okay. Let's leave that to them and head to Floor B.
You went through the red door with Dio and Kay,
Yeah,
right?
so?
What was on the other side of that
You
door?
want to see it?
Yeah, maybe Quark went
Fine.
there.
Follow me.
This is...
The pantry.
Pantry.
That drawer over there is stuffed with processed food. Wasn't half bad, actually.
You ate it?
Yeah. There was some paella, nasi goreng, schnitzel, yukejang, borscht, and tom kha gai. Oh, and I ate the chef's pasta, too.
That's a lot of food.
Can't help it. I'm a growing girl.
How old are you?
20, I think.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just stop. I don't even know where to start here. 1. By the time you hit 20, you're done growing. 2. You think you should be old enough to know how old you are. 3. How on earth are you 20? You look like you're 13 if you're a day. I can't believe you're only 2 years younger than me.
Now that's funny. You must have done a lot of drugs to look like that at 22.
Oh, give me a break, you little
Don't
punk.
call me little. I'm an adult, you dried up asshole.
Fine, whatever. So this place has enough food to keep people alive for a few years, huh? Looks like this stuff isn't going to expire anytime soon.
Yeah. The use-by date is about 100 years from now.
How about water?
There's a tank over there. It looks like they're pulling it out of some kind of well.
Is it
Well,
safe?
since Dio isn't rolling around on the floor in agonizing pain, I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's okay.
You made him drink to make sure it was
I
safe?
guess you could say that.
So you ate all the food without a second thought, but the water struck you as possibly dangerous.
No, I was careful with the food, too. Dio had some of it first, and it seemed fine, so I... Oh, I almost forgot. I ate something
What?
else. Twice cooked pork.
Oh, for God's sake. Why the hell are you shouting about that? Wait a minute. Twice cooked pork.
What is it?
Well, that just reminded me of something.
Reminded you of what?
This might seem hard to believe, but...
Bullshit.
Oh, come on, at least let me tell you first. Alright. I explained how we'd found a room called the Gaulem Bay on the other side of the green door, and how we'd met a robot there named Gaulem who told a very interesting story.
I see. So the Gaulem guy was turned off just when he was about to tell you something. So the
Yeah.
last thing he said was, see you right in the middle of... Right
Yeah.
in the middle. Middle could be from Middle Kingdom, which is another name for China.
Well, this was utterly
Really?
pointless.
I don't think so.
Please explain.
Well, maybe he was trying to say that this game is like the Chinese room. In other words...
Sigma! Phi! There you are! I've been looking all over for you! Something
What's going on?
Something really bad!
Well, come on, spill it.
Alice is... Just come with me! She's in the crew quarters!
What? No, this isn't real. All I could hear were Zero's words echoing in my ears. Your heart stops, your bracelet comes off. If you've never been in turbulence, it's hard to explain. You feel the sudden alien weightlessness of a long fall, and for just a moment you're painfully aware of the fact that you are thousands of feet above the earth in a flimsy machine made by fallible men, kept aloft by a scientific principle that nobody actually understands. If you've never seen a friend dead, it's hard to explain, but it's a little like that. I knelt down beside Alice's body and pressed a shaking hand down to her throat. No pulse. Her skin had already turned pale. The thing in front of me looked like a human being, but it wasn't a human any longer. Why had this happened? I knelt there for several long moments, staring blankly ahead. My throat burned and my chest was tight, but I forced myself to take 3 progressively calmer breaths, then stood. I clenched my fist, took one last breath, and turned. Who found her first?
Me. I was looking for Quark on floor B and couldn't find him, so I came back here and... well, you know the rest. Hey, what's that look supposed to mean? You better not be thinking I did it.
Well, suspicion often falls on the first to discover a crime.
Fuck
It's
that.
true.
She'd already been murdered when I got here.
How do you know she was murdered?
What? Come on, it's obvious. She's got a knife sticking out of her chest. Does that look like an accident or a suicide to you?
How do you know the weapon was a knife?
What?
All you can see from here is the handle. For all you know, it could have been an ice pick or some kind of tool.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true, but I mean, come on. Who wouldn't look at that and assume it's a knife? And it's not fair to suspect someone just because they happen to be the first one to find the body.
Life's not fair.
If you want to be like that, then the last person to see Alice is the person you should be looking at.
Who was the last person to see her? I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead. Alice. Why? This wasn't supposed to happen. You promised me we'd catch them together. Don't do this.
Clover.
I can't trust them anymore. It could have been any one of them. They killed you, Alice. I can't forgive them for that. I'm going to get revenge. I'll find out who killed you. And I'll...
Hey, Clover.
Shut up! Don't you talk to me! I'm sorry, Alice.
Her voice shook as she spoke. Before anyone could say anything, she turned and ran out of the room.
Wait! Clover, come back!
Tenmyoji took off in pursuit and I made to follow when...
It's pointless. Even if you caught up to her, she'd never tell you anything. Think it through. There are 2 possibilities. Either Clover killed her, or she didn't. If the former is true, then I doubt she would confess. If the latter is true, then I imagine she'll be just as reticent. After all, Alice and Clover seem to know each other. In fact, they seem quite close. It seems safe to assume that Clover is currently very suspicious of all of us. I doubt she would open up to anyone right now.
You seem pretty calm. Did you do it?
Not again. Well, if you really want to suspect me, please, go ahead. I'm beginning to feel rather accustomed to it. I would ask you to consider my motive for killing Alice. Specifically, the fact that I have none.
Well, yes, but none of us do. None of us have ever met Alice before, right? So why would we want to kill her?
You are correct. But only if the murder had a motive beyond, well, murder.
What do you
Do
mean?
you remember when we found the old woman? It seemed clear that her killer was Zero Senior, and that they were one of us. There is every reason to think the same person murdered Alice. Perhaps this person plans to kill us one by one. Perhaps the entire nonary game is just window dressing. Perhaps the only reason we are here is so that Zero Senior can kill us at his leisure, in a world of his own creation.
Why would anyone do such a horrible thing?
Presumably, because they enjoy killing. Zero Senior seems to be rather disturbed.
Hold on a minute. That doesn't mean they're one of us. There could be a 10th person hiding out somewhere.
No.
Well, why not?
There's no way Zero Jr. wouldn't notice that. And if he did notice, I really don't think he'd just let something like that slide.
But isn't Zero Jr. just an AI without a body? What could he do?
Maybe. But Zero Sr. has a body. Do you think they'd really just let a 10th unwanted participant just run around murdering people?
Well, what if the 10th person is Zero Senior?
Not possible. At least not so long as we assume Zero Jr.'s statement to be the truth. Do you remember? He made it quite clear that the real Zero was one of us.
I thought about what Kay had said. If the killer was Zero Senior, then who could be the killer? Dio? Luna? Kay, perhaps? Or maybe Clover? There was always Tenmyoji. Fi, maybe? No, it couldn't be her. I had been with Fi the whole time we were looking for Quark. There was no way she could have slipped away to stab Alice in the chest. Wait a minute. There was one person I'd forgotten. Quark. It seemed like a bit of a stretch to think a kid could kill someone of Alice's size, though. That meant there were 5 real suspects. Dio, Luna, Kay, Clover, and Tenmyoji. Where had Quark gone?
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting party
I'll find out who did this to you, I promise. I felt my figuration, and the fire in my chest melted the icy hand from my spine. I stood up straight, gave Alice one last nod, and walked after the others, leaving my regrets lying on the cold floor.
Hey, look! 2 of the AB gates are closed already.
Probably Tenmyoji and Clover.
Wasn't he a pair? Doesn't Quark need to go with him?
As long as one person in each pair is there, it should be okay.
Sharing their destiny, huh?
Pretty much.
That's good news for you, Sigma. After all, you're a pair, but your partner is... well, I'd rather not say it.
Yeah. I know.
Good luck for you, huh, Luna?
What? I don't understand what you mean.
Well, if Alice was still alive, you'd have a hard time choosing Betray. She only had 1 BP left. Of course, that's not really a problem now.
Stop that, Dio. I would have chosen Ally regardless. I mean... Sigma's going to be my opponent. And I trust him.
Really?
Haha. This is interesting. If one of you guys picks Betray, we are gonna get a show.
Dio!
Ignore him. How do you and Phi plan to vote?
You even gotta ask Ally. Of course. Right, Phi?
I don't know about that. It's a difficult question.
What?
Well, if we choose Ally and Kay chooses the opposite, then he'll have 9 points. He can go through the number 9 door whenever he wants, but it's not as simple as just choosing Betray either. If Kay decides to ally for some reason, then you'd end up with 9 points.
So we should both choose ally. Seems easy to me.
You're planning on betraying me, aren't you, Dio? As soon as you go through that door, it will be only the two of you in that room. I've no doubt you could overpower Phi, if you had the desire to.
Oh, give me a little credit. No one has more gentle points than me. You think someone of my stature would resort to violence? The nerve.
What?
This is just a thought, but why don't all of you promise to choose betray? Then you wouldn't have to worry about anything. If you knew the other person was going to betray you, you'd have no choice but to do the same.
That seems pretty negative for you, Luna.
I'm sorry.
Nothing to apologize for. We appreciate your suggestion and we'll take it into consideration. But unfortunately, I don't think it's a very good idea. See, my goal is to beat this game.
But Phi...
Maybe that wasn't the best way to put it. When I say I want to beat it, I mean defeat it. Completely. I want to get us all out of here. We haven't beat the nonary game until we're all out of this place. I guess we won't all be getting out anymore, though.
Oh, you mean Alice?
Yeah. At any rate, all of us choosing betray every time is hardly ideal. We'd never escape.
Then what are you going to do?
Kay needs to choose ally. It's the only way.
How will you make sure I do that? I have no guarantee that you'll choose ally as well.
Would you do it if I could give you that guarantee?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
You promise?
Yes.
Good. Let's do this. Dio!
Huh?
There's someone behind you.
What?
The moment Dio turned his head, Phi was off. With seemingly superhuman strength, she leapt through the air across the room and through the AB gate.
What the fuck? You bitch! God damn it, Phi! Open this fucking door!
He pounded on the door screaming, but it showed no signs of opening again.
Fuck!
He gave the door one last good slam for measure, then ran to the next open one.
Invalid pair detected. Please retry with valid partner. Members of a pair cannot vote in a separate room.
What? Why the fuck not? This is against the rules. How am I supposed to vote?
You're not.
This is bullshit.
I see. This is how Phi can guarantee her choice. Dio can't vote now, so the chance that Phi will choose ally just went way up. After all, if you pick ally and she betrays you,
Dio
then...
will have 9 points.
But don't
Exactly.
you think Phi might be worried that Kay will break his promise? After all, if he can be pretty sure that Phi is going to choose ally, then...
You needn't worry. Her plan is very clever. I will definitely choose ally.
2 minutes remain until polling closes.
We don't have much time left. Let's go.
Okay.
Right.
Sigma? You are going to choose ally, right?
Of course. We both have 5 BP right now. Even if I did betray you, I'd only get 3 points. That's not enough to escape. Next round anyway.
Oh.
Make sense?
I see. Oh, nothing.
Huh?
Never mind. Anyway, you promised. You have to choose ally.
Right, I will.
"30 seconds remain until polling closes."
Now, what am I going to do? Well, I guess this isn't really a question. After all, I promised Luna that I'd pick ally. But what if she was lying to me?
I would have chosen ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent, and I trust him.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're actually going to choose betray because that will bring us to our first ending, and with things being glitchy, I don't want to take the chance of getting too involved in anything else. At least I'm pretty sure it'll bring us to our first ending.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening. Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen. Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Sigma, why? You promised. How could you? Why won't you say something? At least give me an excuse. Say you wanted to protect everybody, or you slipped and hit the wrong button. Anything. I don't care if it's a lie. Just say something. I can't trust you anymore. Can I? I see. All right then. You did it so that you could get more points, right?
I wanted to say no, but I couldn't. She was right. I shut my eyes and turned away.
I trusted you. Goodbye.
Luna's face twisted as she spun away, but not before I saw tears glistening in the corners of her eyes. My heart sank into my stomach like a lump of lead. I'd lost something very precious. Like they say, trust takes years to build, but only a second to break. If only I could have taken that second back, but that was impossible. Life only moves in one direction, and you only get to make your choices once. The past is the past, and it stays there.
Hey! Where do you think you're going?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going to look for Quark.
Hey! Wait!
Clover yelled after him, but Tenmyoji ignored her and continued toward the magenta door. She glared at his receding back and muttered something under her breath. Something must have happened between them.
Tenmyoji, you're going to go look for Quark, right?
Yeah. So?
I want to help.
No thanks.
Really?
Much as I'd like to say that, I need all the help I can get. Think you can give me a hand?
Of course. Let's go.
They headed off through the magenta door together. Clover was left standing by herself, brows furrowed and head down deep in thought. Then suddenly she stood up straight and took off through the cyan door. I turned and saw that only Phi and Kay were left. Where's
He
Dio?
went off toward the yellow door while you and Luna were talking.
He just walked out.
Yes. He did check the results before he left.
I bet he wasn't very happy. If Phi had chosen Betray, he'd be sitting pretty with 9 BP right now.
I imagine he would. Fortunately, Phi is much too clever for that. That was why I chose Ally. It was an easy decision.
But if you'd betrayed her, then you'd have been able to get out of here.
Perhaps, but I made a promise to Phi.
A promise, huh? Were you really sure Kay wouldn't betray you?
Of course not. I'm not an idiot. I didn't really have a choice, though. The only option was to trust him.
That's so.
Don't you think that's important? Trusting someone, I mean. All right. We should go and look for Quark, too.
Indeed. Best we split up.
We did say, and each one of us left for a different area of the facility. I took the magenta door, Phi went to the yellow door, and Kay took the cyan door. But no matter how hard I looked, Quark was nowhere to be found. Eventually, I decided to head back to the warehouse. Tenmyoji, what's going on? You found Clark.
Wouldn't be here if I hadn't.
Where was he?
I tell you that.
What? Did I do something wrong?
Broke your promise to Luna. I don't like people who break promises.
There was no rebuttal for that. Well, I'm glad you found him.
Oh, you got some balls saying that, acting like you give a shit about him.
Is he okay? He looks tired.
Sleeping. Seems somebody shot him up with some kind of anesthetic.
Someone? Who?
Hell if I know. And honestly, I don't really care anymore. Quark's safe.
Why not?
Now, all I have to do is get him out of here, and this'll all be over.
Wait, you make it sound like you can get out right now.
Well, he can.
How?
Didn't you see the results? Quark's BP is...
9.
Exactly.
So you're gonna have him pull the lever and open the number 9 door.
Of course, he's gonna need my help to do that.
But what about you? You've only got 4 BP. Even if you get the door open, you'll...
3! Now, maybe some of you are thinking, you're thinking, if my BP is too low, then I'll just have someone with enough BP open the door, and I'll just slip through when it's open. Well, that's not gonna happen. If you think you can be sneaky, well...
Think I don't know that? Doesn't matter, though. So long as Quark is safe, then I...
My guard was down. I barely even saw him move. It wasn't until pain exploded in my stomach that I realized Tenmyoji had kicked me. I let out a strange sort of wheeze and collapsed to the floor. Blinking against the pain, I managed to find Tenmyoji again. He'd maneuvered Quark up to the number 9 door. Stop, Tenmyoji! Moving made me retch, and before I could recover and call out again, he'd done it. Tenmyoji's hand pressed Quark's against the lever. He looked back at me over his shoulder.
Sorry. Door's almost open, so it's time I was on my way.
Tenmyoji, don't be an idiot. If you go through there, you'll...
Believe me. I know, but I gotta stay with him as long as I can. Couldn't live with myself if I just tossed him out there unconscious, you know?
Then stay here.
Can't do that.
Why
There's
not?
a killer here. It's too dangerous. I can't take that risk with Quark's life.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
See ya.
Tenmyoji, wait. Don't do this. Tenmyoji. Tenmyoji!
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
That was how it ended. Had Tenmyoji died? Had Quark escaped? I don't know. I laid my hand gently against my aching stomach and stared up at the ceiling. Faint approaching footsteps echoed throughout the warehouse. One of them was a killer. Whatever. It didn't matter anymore. I was never going to see the outside world again. Perhaps it would be better if I just let them kill me. I lay back and closed my eyes. Game over. To our very first ending. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure that you follow the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you all next week for the continuation, and this time we will be rewinding the timeline and allying with Luna instead of betraying her. Don't forget to join me tomorrow for God Eater Monday. And one last time, thank you to Dubby Energy for my partnership with them and sponsoring today's video. My discount code is Joshua265 and it'll get you 10% off your order. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time.